Jordan Moore, John Jackson, and we are joined on the phone by one of the greatest swimmers in USC history, John Naber, a five-time Olympic medalist, four-time gold medalist, and your mentor, Peter Dalan, we lost him, I believe it was yesterday, at the age of 93. John, he's really like for people that don't know, I mean, he's the Rod Dedeaux of USC swimming. I mean, we named the pool after him, 9-time national champion. What made Peter such a great coach?
Boy, where can I begin? He was a great recruiter. He was an absolute encyclopedia of swimming knowledge. He was a master motivator. And what I loved him for the most was his concern for his athletes' academic and social well-being, as well as their athletic accomplishments. So he was an all-around perfect man to lead the Trojan program. And during the 23 years that he coached up to when I graduated, his teams never finished lower than third at the national level.
Wow.
The guy was a genius and fun to be with. And he created real team unity. His athletes enjoyed each other's company.
You know, John, it's an amazing career that he obviously had, but you referred to him in an article as the Victorian Father. Explain what you meant by that.
Well, if you remember the movie Mary Poppins, the children have a father named Mr. Banks, and he's a banker, and he's very dignified, very proper. He knows what he believes is correct, and that was the way he would behave on pool deck. He was one of the few coaches who wore a tie inside of a steaming hot natatorium. And, he always had a list in his mind of right and wrong behavior, and his athletes would tend to grow into that. We would, wear ties on airplanes. We would thank the officials, the timers, and the turn judges for their volunteer work. Just that carried over across to us. And I say that he was Mr. Banks before he flew the kite. And then once I graduated, he warmed up to be Mr. Banks after he flew the kite. He would, a much more intimate relationship, much more friendly, much more open and candid. But he drew a line. He knew he was the coach, and he had to have a little bit of an arm's length distance from his athletes. And he treated us all the same, regardless of our accomplishments. Everybody on the team was a member of the squad. There was not a single star in the pool.
I believe it was Dave Salo, the current swim coach, who called him an evolutionary thinker this week. Where was he ahead of the curve in terms of coaching back then?
He created an awful lot of great programs. He was able to coach women. He was able to coach men. He was able to coach club teams. He was able to coach college teams. And he was able to get more out of his swimmers than even they thought possible. I was recruited out of high school as an American record-setting backstroker, and because of his guidance, I added 2 more Olympic medals in freestyle. He got me outside of my comfort zone. He created a thing called the all-time list, which would give the backstrokers an incentive to race butterfly and IM and breaststroke and distance and sprints. And so he expanded our world, and he got more out of us than any other coach could have.
John, I envy you because of all the people in the world, 2 of the greatest, of course, we're talking about Louie Zamperini, as well as coach, are 2 great people to happen to know, and you are fortunate enough to be majorly involved in both of their lives. Is there any comparison or any parallel between these 2 great gentlemen?
Boy, that's an interesting question. You're right. I've enjoyed Louie's friendship for 30 years, and it's a shame to lose both Louie and Coach Dalan in the same year. I think that the one thing that they share a great deal of is the desire to get the most out of everybody else around them. Louie and Coach both wanted the people that came into their orbit to be happy and be successful. Louie was very quick to offer advice, good advice, as to how you can be a more productive and happier individual. And Coach Dalan was the same way as an athletics coach. So in that case, you could say that they were both more interested in other people's success than their own.
Well, it leaves you as the ambassador of the swim program now, John. I hope you're ready to take on that mantle. You certainly did well tonight, and we appreciate it. Appreciate you taking the time with us.
Well, thank you as well, and I have to give special call out to Ingrid Dalan, Peter's wife for almost 50 years. She really looked out for his best interests, and she helped him stay involved in the swimming community, even when it would be a little bit physically challenging for Coach to get to things. we love her, and we pray for her and her family, and hope that she will continue to be a part of the Trojan family, because Lord knows the Ingrid Award, the outstanding GPA for any USC swimmer every year, is one of the highlights. So it's a family affair, and she's not gone. She's still with us, and our prayers and thoughts go to her as well.
Thank you.